Veterans Voices is sponsored by Douthit Insurance and Marathon Quick Stop.
Gary Smith broke family tradition by going into the Air Force instead of the Navy, but it led him to a 24-year career with the military and laid the groundwork for a lifetime of serving others. Carter County native Gary Smith joined the Air Force in 1980 after deciding that college wasn't the right fit.
I always wanted to fly, and my wife's father was actually in the Air Force, and he had passed away before I met her. But his uniform hung in the closet, and I was always just inspired by that.
He started out as a Moore system operator, later becoming part of the Signals Intelligence Unit.
We support the warfighters indirectly, and we give information to the national level decision makers so that they kind of know which direction they need to go.
Smith spent time stationed in England and Japan and was stateside during certain operations.
And I worked everything from Morris to satellite systems. And then for when the war started this past time, I was actually at the Defense Language Institute where they train military linguists. And so that's where we were at on 9/11.
He retired as an E9 Chief Master Sergeant and volunteered with the Carter County Sheriff's Office as a reserves deputy for a few years before taking over the Emergency Management Agency in 2014.
It was a lot like being in the military. It requires the same kind of personnel. You've got to have people who are service before self, who are disciplined, who are self-motivated, and are ready to respond at any time. You're 24/7.
Before retiring for a second time in 2021, Smith orchestrated the response for some of the county's most noteworthy disasters, including the Dale Earnhardt Jr. plane crash in Elizabethton.
The EMA, we are a force multiplier. We're not in charge of any incident per se. We are there to make sure that the responders that are there have the materials and resources that they need.
And just a few months ago, he answered the call to lead the office again.
I was very honored to be called and to be asked to come back. And like I said, I love this county, I love the state. I've spent the majority of my life, my adult life, serving in some capacity. And to me, it's just a natural extension.
Well, even though the Carter County Emergency Management Agency has permanent leadership now, Smith is staying on in a voluntary role, helping to work on IT there.